This call, it was reported that it will not cool below 75 degrees. And today it's 66. So let's see what's going on. There's something clearly wrong. Stay tuned.
We finally got to get below 74, but lately it's just been like at 74 flat. It won't go up, it won't go. Well, it'll go up, it won't go down.
All right, I'll check it out.
So,
All right. Thank you.
thank you.
I'm on. I'm gonna put fan to on. Fan does come on. Let's crawl under here and take a look. How you like that clean out? That is wet. No kind of secondary float. Auto. We're staying on cool. We're going to drop this way down. All right, let's check things outside. What do we have here? That's my drain line. Why is it? What in the world? I'm sorry, but that didn't make any sense. We'll deal with the drain line in just a second. Right now, this is not getting cold, and at these temperatures, it should be. Okay, we have us a 2003 3-ton. This is not cold. If we are running in cool, especially at these temperatures, as you can see at 66 degrees, that should be cold. Woo. 30 psi, even on an R22 system, is very low. I'm going to show you the temperature on that. 6.8 degrees. That is extremely low on refrigerant. All right. We need to do a leak search. I do not visibly see oil spots out here. This is one of those cases where more likely than not it is in the evaporator coil. At least the leak is. And it's a dirty coil. Y'all hear that? That's probably refrigerant going past that piston right there. But what I was saying is probably the evaporator coil. 9 times out of 10, that's what it is. And many people would just assume either quote a new coil, a new system or something. Let's do a leak search and try to make sure, that way we know. Better to know than assume, right? Let that dry before I turn it back on. Only one screw. Let's see, how can I get this off of here? There we go. That looks more like oil than water. I'll do something I should have done a long time ago. All right, let's turn that to high. Ooh, that went up to 3 bars. It's hard to show that. Can I turn on the light? Yeah, I can. Oh, did y'all see that one? That one went all the way up to the top. Just want to verify. You kind of got to let this zero out a little bit and then go back. Yeah, it's leaking bad. All right, now I'm looking this over to see how easy it would be to do a change out. As you see right here, we got plenty of cord to add a disconnect. Looks pretty straightforward here. Let's take a look outside. Now that we know, we are probably looking at a replacement. You know, I don't think I saw a P-trap. Let's come back and look at this. All right, here's the weird part on that. That coil is only my cost, like $850. 23-year-old, 3-ton R22 coil. I just got a price yesterday, well, actually today's Monday, so Friday, on a 3.5-ton Carrier R410 13-year-old coil, and it was more than twice that much. Does that make any sense? That, my friends, is why I do not sell Carrier products, or at least I never have. That's why. Well, guys, I did get that job. We are going to be doing a change out on that one, and we are using some of the new ACiQ equipment that I'm starting to install now. I ordered it, and I was hoping to get it today. As soon as I get my hands on it, we'll schedule that install. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, how about like and subscribe? Say hello to Riley. He's been waiting on me all day, and I just got home. It's nothing like coming home to a dog who loves seeing you come home. Catch you on the next one.